Welcome back to the Unrevealed Realities, the place where hidden stories rise quietly from the shadows and unseen truths find a voice. In Secret Chapters, we explore lives that go unnoticed, journeys that leave invisible imprints, and the quiet acts that ripple far beyond what anyone ever imagines. Tonight, we step into a story that began in silence, grew unnoticed, and ended up touching hundreds, restoring faith in humanity in a way the world rarely witnesses. It begins on a damp, foggy morning, 5:42 a.m., in a narrow, congested neighborhood where the first hints of dawn flicker against brick walls, and the smell of wet earth lingers in the air. The streets are silent, save for the occasional barking dog and the hum of a distant rickshaw. Amid this quiet, a solitary figure pushes a bicycle along puddled lanes, the wheels splashing water with every turn. At first glance, he is unremarkable: worn clothes, frayed shoes, a jacket with elbows patched countless times, but each step carries a rhythm of purpose, a cadence born of habit, discipline, and relentless resolve. His name is Rafiq, though very few know it. And those who do rarely call him by name. For years, he never sought recognition, never wanted the spotlight. Strapped to either side of his bicycle are two large aluminum pots, dented and scratched from years of use, yet still polished enough to reflect the weak morning light. From inside the pots wafts the aroma of freshly cooked rice and lentils, mingling faintly with the scent of damp earth and the distant smoke of early tea fires. At exactly 6:02 a.m., he reaches a small, rickety table set against the side of a shuttered shop. The table wobbles, its wood warped from rain, but he places the pots carefully, lining up plates in neat, silent rows. By 6:15 a.m., the first people begin to arrive. A laborer rubs the sleep from his eyes, a child with a patched school uniform carries a small, tattered bag, an elderly man with deep lines across his face shuffles slowly. Each approaches hesitantly, as if expecting the world to judge, but Rafiq does not. He hands out plates quietly, one by one. Warm rice, lentils simmered with gentle spices, bread torn from a loaf from yesterday's market. He never asks questions. He never judges. He simply serves. The camera captures a young girl, no more than 10 years old, sitting cross-legged on a plastic stool. Her eyes are wide, reflecting a fragile innocence that has survived hardship. She recounts how her father lost his job, how her mother struggled to feed her siblings, and how one morning they found Rafiq there. "He said we should never feel ashamed to be hungry," she whispers, voice trembling. "He said everyone deserves to eat." A teenager, hands stained with grease from a long shift at a garage, speaks next. He tells how he and his younger brother ran away from an abusive home, sleeping in a bus station for weeks. One morning, Rafiq approached silently, placing two plates of food beside them. "It wasn't the food," the boy says softly, "it was the way he did it. Like we mattered, like we were human." The narrative follows him as he pedals down narrow lanes, wheels splashing over puddles, stopping to hand food to construction workers, street sweepers, and elderly men who sit alone on benches. By 7:30 a.m., he arrives at the boundary wall of a small orphanage, slipping parcels of lunch through the narrow gaps. The caretaker recounts how, for years, regardless of season or weather, the parcels arrived, always on time, always warm. No explanation, no signature, only kindness. The camera then shows his home. A one-room apartment, a mattress on the floor, a wooden crate serving as a table, and the large pot stacked carefully in a corner. The small stove, cracked and worn, burns gently, cooking meals that will nourish dozens. Interviews reveal more. A night shift security guard speaks of the countless evenings Rafiq brought food. A rickshaw driver recalls how he paid for his son's medical tests without fanfare. A fruit seller remembers how Rafiq helped bury an unclaimed body in the scorching heat because, as he said, someone had to. The story deepens. A shopkeeper remembers seeing Rafiq years ago, sitting outside a hospital after losing his wife and infant daughter in a road accident. Consumed by grief, he refused to eat or speak until an old stranger brought him meals without questions or pity, simply offering presents. That stranger saved him, not with food, but with compassion. After the stranger passed away, Rafiq disappeared for months, returning in a new neighborhood, grieving, but determined, carrying the lesson forward. The documentary shows Rafiq in unseen hours, kneading dough at 4:50 a.m., stirring large pots, packing parcels, all while the city sleeps. Each movement precise, ritualistic. His hands calloused but careful, eyes soft yet watchful, carrying the weight of countless lives. By late morning, he delivers food to families in a slum, battered by fire, wind, and rain. Plates are handed over with steady hands. Relief flickers across faces, children smile faintly. Exhaustion is visible, but he does not stop. Then the story twists. A passerby films him serving in the rain, wind rattling pots, hair plastered to his forehead. The video goes viral. Social media erupts. People ask, who is he? Where does he come from? Fame arrives, but Rafiq remains unchanged. Journalists approach, but he turns away, continuing to serve. The documentary captures the tension between viral attention and quiet dedication. Crowds arrive, some seeking selfies rather than sustenance. Influencers attempt to film him. Despite it all, he persists. Rafiq disappears suddenly. For 3 days, the alley is empty. The bicycle gone, pots missing, rumors spread, perhaps illness, perhaps fame scared him. Shopkeepers, students, laborers search tirelessly. Long shots of empty streets, flickering streetlights, and silent voices searching create suspense. On the 4th day, a boy spots him at an underpass on the city's outskirts, feeding families devastated by a fire. When asked why he vanished, he replies simply, others needed it more. The revelation: Rafiq moves toward suffering, not admiration. His silhouette against the sunset, bicycle clanging softly, becomes a quiet testament to dedication. Additional interviews add depth. An elderly widow recalls how Rafiq delivered groceries when she couldn't afford them. A street vendor remembers how he helped fund medical treatment for a stray dog. A school teacher tells how he secretly paid school fees for a student who would otherwise have dropped out. Each testimony layers the story with countless small acts, all unnoticed until someone captured them on camera. Inner thoughts of Rafiq are revealed. The guilt of survival, the empathy born from loss, the quiet determination that no one should endure what he once did alone. Each morning, he wakes at 4:45 a.m., brewing tea for himself but rarely drinking it, ensuring the first meal of the day reaches someone more in need. Nights are spent planning routes, calculating who might go hungry, considering the children he has never met. Seasons change. The camera captures winter mornings with frost clinging to the edges of his bicycle, monsoon nights with rain pouring relentlessly, summers where the sun burns the asphalt and blisters his hands. Yet he persists. The rhythm of giving becomes almost meditative, a lifeline connecting him to every life he touches. A near twist occurs. A wealthy local businessman offers to sponsor him publicly, with cameras and charity events. Rafiq declines. The documentary dwells on this, highlighting his belief that kindness is not a performance. The story of his refusal adds tension. Fame and money could amplify his impact, yet he chooses secrecy, authenticity, and humility. The narrative builds further as new beneficiaries emerge. A group of street children hiding from abusive adults, an elderly man abandoned by family, a young woman escaping a violent home. Each receives help quietly, without announcement, without expectation. Cameras capture the relief, the tears, the fragile smiles, but Rafiq remains in the background, almost ghost-like, a shadow of compassion. The viral clip from the rainy night spreads globally. Comments pour in from distant countries. People marvel. Donations flood social media. Volunteers arrive, hoping to join him. Yet he politely declines most, guiding only a few who understand the principle: service must never seek recognition. The documentary captures his instructions quietly, emphasizing mentorship rather than publicity. Finally, a full cycle is shown. Dawn breaks again. Rafiq rides through flooded streets after a monsoon storm, the bicycle heavy with pots, offering food to those stranded, shivering, hungry. Faces light up at his arrival. Children laugh. Adults sigh with relief. The camera lingers on his face, wet, tired, yet serene. This rhythm repeats, day after day, season after season. The climax. Dusk settles over the city. Rafiq pedals uphill, silhouetted against the amber sky, bicycle clanging softly. The camera widens, revealing streets he has touched, communities shaped by invisible hands. Interviews interlace, voices of gratitude, astonishment, and admiration. Children recount lessons of kindness. Laborers describe dignity restored. Families explain lives saved. The documentary closes with reflection, not moralizing. Heroes are often invisible, moving like quiet wind through the world, restoring hope where it is most fragile. No speeches, no fanfare. Only acts, quietly monumental. The screen fades to black, leaving the echo of clanging pots, soft laughter of children, and whispers of gratitude lingering in the mind. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join us in uncovering the next untold journey on the unrevealed realities.